It is with profound gratitude and immense pride that I address you on this special day. This event, tagged the BUPF Day, is part of the momentous occasion of the 20th anniversary of Bells University of Technology, OTA. Today, the university stands as a testament to what can be achieved when vision meets dedication. And in 17 years of its 20 years of the university journey, the Parent Forum has stood as a steadfast partner, contributing not only resources, but heart, wisdom, and unwavering support. From the early days, the Forum has invested in the physical and academic growth of the university through community-centered needs identification, strategic project implementation, and donations. We have supported the infrastructural development of the institution in the listed projects below. Water treatment plant for halls, 2,050-seater cafeteria complex, a learning center with 44 workstations, a 30-seater Toyota Coaster bus, an 18-seater Toyota high-roof Hayes bus, student friendship center building, boreholes to the hostels, installation of CCTVs and biometrics at the Hall of Residence, 250 computers, tables, and chairs in the High City, a 500 kVA transformer, reading room in halls of residence, and upgrade of this multipurpose hall to International Conference Center. We have also gone ahead to build a lecture theater, and then we have also done awards to the best graduating students. We have also introduced the endowment fund to parents who have lost their sponsor in the course of their journey. We have also built the digital billboard. We have revamped the school field. We have also expanded the award ceremony to best graduating students in all colleges. And today, we stood tall and we commissioned the newly extended engineering workshop.
The honor and glory of God. And for the benefit of all the students that will make use of this facility. And for the satisfaction of their parents and daddy, we pay for their pushing.
As we look ahead to the next 20 years, I implore us all to continue to build, to serve, and to dream together.
Thank you, everyone.
Good afternoon, distinguished Vice Chancellor, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Arisa. Esteemed members of the University Management, Executive Committee of the Bells University Parent Forum, Deans and Directors, staff of the university here present, respected faculty, fellow parents, beloved students, ladies and gentlemen. It's already afternoon, it is no longer morning. Good afternoon. It is with profound gratitude and immense pride that I address you on this special day. This event, tagged the BUPF Day, is part of the momentous occasion of the 20th anniversary of Bells University of Technology, OTA. As chairperson of this forum, I'm honored to reflect on our shared journey and the enduring impact of our collaboration since its establishment on 8 December 2007. 20 years ago, Bells University of Technology began as a bold vision, taking roots birthed by the promoter, His Excellency Chief Olusegun Aremu Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD. As an institution committed to academic excellence, innovation, distinction, and character development, with a vision to be a world-renowned university that is committed to the development and transformation of society through environment-friendly technologies and other innovations. Today, the university stands as a testament to what can be achieved when vision meets dedication. And in 17 years of its 20 years of the university journey, the Parent Forum has stood as a steadfast partner, contributing not only resources, but heart, wisdom, and unwavering support. We have been co-builders, co-dreamers, and co-laborers in the mission of shaping future leaders and achieving the university's objective, which is to provide an enabling environment for effective learning and teaching, applying the results of research at the cutting edge of science and technology. What a remarkable journey it has been. Infrastructure and project donation. From the early days, the forum has invested in the physical and academic growth of the university through community-centered needs identification, strategic project implementation, and donations. We have supported the infrastructural development of the institution in the listed projects below. Water treatment plant for halls, a 2,050-seater cafeteria complex, a learning center with 44 workstations, a 30-seater Toyota Coaster bus, an 18-seater Toyota high-roof Hayes bus, student friendship center building, boreholes to the hostels, installation of CCTVs and biometrics at the Hall of Residence, 250 computers, tables, and chairs in the High City, a 500 kVA transformer, reading room in halls of residence, and upgrade of this multipurpose hall to International Conference Center. We have also gone ahead to build a lecture theater, and then we have also done awards to the best graduating students. We have also introduced the endowment fund to parents who have lost their sponsor in the course of their journey. We have also built the digital billboard. We have revamped the school field. We have also expanded the award ceremony to best graduating students in all colleges. And today, we stood tall and we commissioned the newly extended engineering workshop. These contributions have actually enhanced the learning environment and elevated the university's standing as a center of excellence that impacts knowledge and nurtures creativity, talent, and community. The Endowment Fund, a legacy of empowerment. In our commitment to sustainability, the Parent Forum established the BUPF Endowment Fund. This visionary initiative continues to support students who have, during their study, lost their sponsor, that is, the person paying their school fees, or for whom the sponsor has become incapacitated. The forum steps in to support the student through their academic journey, ensuring no child admitted into Bells University of Technology for study drops out due to resultant financial reasons, often experienced upon the loss or incapacitation of a sponsor. The student welfare and support. We believe that education must be holistic in nature. The forum has consistently prioritized the welfare of our children, providing support, health intervention, sports support, and mentorship program. Our goal has always been to ensure that every student feels safe, supported, and empowered to succeed academically and otherwise. The annual seminar, enriching the academic culture of our students. The forum's annual lecture have become a hallmark of intellectual engagement. These events have addressed critical topics from soft skills, digital transformation, behavioral pattern, drug abuse, mental health, thereby bridging the gap between academia and real-world challenges. They have fostered dialogue, inspired action, and strengthened our community. Today's symposium themed Navigating the Challenges of University Life, a parent-university collaborative approach, could not be more timely or relevant. At Bells University of Technology celebrates 2 decades of impact, growth, and resilience. We must also reflect on the evolving landscape of university life and the shared responsibility we bear in shaping the outcome and future of our children. University life, while exciting and transformative, is not without its challenges, from navigating academic pressure and emotional stress to financial constraints and social distractions. Our undergraduate students face a complex web of experiences that can either build or break them. Some they have been equipped for, and others that cause them to struggle through their university life. While we trust the university with the duty of care and that of impacting knowledge, and as parents, we often watch from the sidelines, hoping, praying, and sometimes worrying. But today, we affirm that we are not just spectators, we are partners. This symposium is a call to action. It is a declaration that the success of our children is a collective mission. The university provides the structure, the curriculum, and the mentorship. We, as parents, provide the emotional scaffolding, the moral compass, and the unwavering support required for them to fulfill their mission. As undergraduates, when these two forces align, the result is a nurturing ecosystem where students thrive. A collaborative learning environment. Let us explore new ways to collaborate through regular dialogue, feedback mechanism, wellness initiative, and mentorship program. Let us build bridges of trust and transparency between the home and the campus. Let us listen to our children, not just with our ears, but with our hearts. To the university leadership, we commend your dedication and vision. To the faculty, we salute your tireless effort in shaping minds. To our fellow parents, we celebrate your sacrifice and commitment. And to our students, our pride and our future, we say you are not alone. We walk this journey with you. To every parent who has served, mentored, simply shown up, thank you. Your belief in Bells University of Technology has been our strength. Your contributions have shaped not just buildings, but lives. To the man who stands tall in the creation of this forum, former Vice Chancellor, Professor Isaac Adebayo Adeyemi, we say thank you, sir. To the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran, thank you so much for the immense support you have given us over the last 9 years of your tenure, sir. We do not take such for granted. To all the past BUPF chairmen, thank you very much for your sacrifices. All ESCO members, past and present, we say thank you very much. To the Bell Student Executive, past and present, we say thank you. See what we have all collectively achieved together. As we look ahead to the next 20 years, I implore us all to continue to build, to serve, and to dream together. Thank you, and may this symposium strengthen our bond, ignite lasting partnership, and inspire solutions that will carry Bells University into its next glorious chapter as we continue to build the next generation of leaders to make our nation and continent better. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ma. Please, let's keep clapping. Let's keep clapping.
One-day symposium thoughtfully put together by Bells University Parents Forum as a part of the activities commemorating the 20th anniversary and 17th convocation ceremonies of Bells University of Technology. We'll go down a little bit to the history of the university. Established by the Bells Educational Foundation, Bells University of Technology is the first private university of technology in Nigeria. It obtained its operating license in 2005, the year 2005, and commenced operations on the 1st of July of the same year. Thus, we mark our 20th anniversary in this glorious year of 2025. The university has witnessed remarkable landmarks, development, and achievements. For this, we acknowledge the vision of the founding fathers for investing in the education sector. And let me affirm that they have provided the strong platform on which we stand today to educate ourselves. Bells University Parent Forum. Bells University Parent Forum, BUPF, is the collective parents' guidance of our students. This makes us all veritable stakeholders in the education, development, and well-being and future of our students. That is, your wards and our children. I commend the thoughtfulness and foresight of my predecessor, Professor Isaac Adebayo Adeyemi, for betting this great initiative upon which we have continued to build. Prof, thank you very much, sir. I also commend the successive leadership of the forum, who have stood true and firm to the ideals, setting it up over the years by being true partners to the university management. We appreciate the BUPF's various and timely intervention programs, which have always been thoughtful and responsive. I make bold to speak on behalf of our promoter, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD, that you are highly appreciated. Today's event, navigating the challenges of university life, can be a daunting, complex, and multifaceted experience, especially for those young ones. Hence, the need to ensure a balanced outlook towards this by paying close attention to the various components therein. This, I believe, underscores the importance attached to today's symposium. It is very important that conscious efforts are synchronized towards structure that will positively impact these young ones, especially at times like this, when they are still impressionable and pliable. These structures cover such areas as student success in academic management, mental health support, as well as career guidance. It is therefore heartwarming that the Bells University Parent Forum, BUPF, is hosting this symposium to address such a topic that is dear to our hearts. Also, I am glad to know that the array of our resource persons and their backgrounds, which is indicative of the concern of BUPF and the interest in the well-being and future of our children. It is in line with this that I wish to personally recognize and appreciate our keynote speaker, Professor Adeniyi, Professor of Physiotherapy, University of Ibadan, and the University College Hospital, UCH Ibadan. I also recognize and appreciate our impressive panelists here today, Professor Olubukola Kuforiji, the Dean, School of Postgraduate Studies, former Deputy Vice Chancellor, former Dean of Students, Bells University of Technology, Ota. Professor Abayomi Akindele Oscar, Professor of Psychology, Olabisi Onabanjo University, Ago-Iwoye. Dr. Segun Oke, former Zonal Commander, NDLEA, Lagos and Ogun State. Mr. Toby Animashaun, alumni of Bells University of Technology and former president of Bells University Students Association. In closing, I wish to congratulate the leadership of BUPF for being true to the forum's mandate and for this thoughtful initiative and beautiful outing. Also, I warmly welcome our guests, resource persons, and other stakeholders for identifying with us today. I have no doubt that we all would be glad we came here today. May I charge our students to pay close attention to every detail to be gleaned here today accordingly. Once again, I welcome you all to Bells Tech, where only the best is good for Bells. This speech has been read on behalf of Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojedinro, RE, Koren, FNSE, FNIAE, Vice Chancellor, Bells University of Technology, today, the 22nd day of October, 2025. Thank you very much.
He's a professor of physiotherapy, University of Ibadan, and University College
at the University
College Hospital.
Born on July
Please let's put our hands together for him.
1973, Professor Adeniyi has spent his life exemplifying leadership, from head boy in primary and secondary schools to president of the Association of Physiotherapy Students at the University of Ibadan. He joined the university as a lecturer in 2008 and rose to the rank of professor in 2016. A respected educator and researcher, his work focuses on physical activity and health promotion, particularly in the prevention and control of non-communicable diseases such as diabetes. His research has deepened understanding of how fitness, fatigue, and other modifiable factors influence diabetic complications. With over 120 publications and more than 90 supervised theses, Professor Adeniyi has shaped generations of physiotherapists, many now serving as senior academics across the world. He has served as visiting or adjunct professor at leading universities in Nigeria and South Africa, including Maiduguri, Benin, Leeds City, Friesland, and Northwest University. He is also an external examiner and professorial assessor to several institutions at home and abroad. Professor Adeniyi serves as Director of Physical Activity and Executive Board Member of the Nigerian Heart Foundation and leads the Exercise in Medicine Nigeria National Center, affiliated with the American College of Sports Medicine. He has also served 2 terms as Deputy Provost, College of Medicine, and is currently Director of General Studies at the University of Ibadan. Beyond academia, he is a dedicated family man and community leader, serving as a worldwide president of the Ibadan College of Medicine Alumni Association and chairman of the Kishi Progressive Union, Ibadan branch. He is married to Dr. Yetunde Adeniyi, a consultant child and adolescent psychiatrist, and they are blessed with 3 children. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished keynote speaker, Professor A.L. Adeniyi.
Ladies and gentlemen, and I must say that I am very excited to be here, and I know that we have spent a lot of our time, but I will try to make it as fast as possible. I am not surprised that it is raining, because as a July pikin, I was told that the day I was born, it rained very heavily. So, so if this is happening, it's just a testament to the way I actually came around to this world. Let me start by recognizing most sincerely the Vice Chancellor of Bells University of Technology, Professor Jeremiah Ojediran. I recognize the Vice Chancellor, ably represented this afternoon by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Ngozi Ariza. By the way, Professor Ariza is a very distinguished alumnus of the greatest University of Ibadan. I would also like to recognize this afternoon someone who I admire so much, the former Vice Chancellor of Bells University of Technology, Professor Isaac Adebayo Adeyemi. Incidentally, I have an entirely different relationship with Professor Adeyemi, because we are both together in the executive board of the Nigeria Heart Foundation. Professor Adeyemi is a member of the Nutrition Committee and also the Director of Scientific Affairs of the Nigeria Heart Foundation. And we have had the opportunity of learning a lot at his feet. And I'm very grateful for all that you have done, and I'm very excited to see you again, sir. I recognize all members of management of Bells University of Technology, and I thank you for having me in this very beautiful university. When I came in yesterday night, I have not seen enough of the campus. So this morning, very early, around 6 a.m., as a physiotherapist, I normally take a walk. So I walked around the campus, and I think I was very impressed about what I saw about the campus. This should have been a lot of work from the past and present management of the university. Before I go on, let me quickly also recognize my dear sister and friend of my family, the chairperson of the Bells University Parent Forum, the very energetic barrister. E for energy, that's what I... Barrister Adefoke Ayoponle. Congratulations, and I think you have done a very great job. And of course, secondary school and president of the Association of Physiotherapy Students in the university. So I was actually a very active student. And various university committees and senior staff, disciplinary panels in the university, and of course, student disciplinary panels in the university, where I've had to function in official capacities. and I've been head of department. I've been global president of Alumni Association, and I've been deputy provost, and currently the director of the Center for General Studies of the University of Ibadan. And that is one center that is a mouthful. The entire students of the University of Ibadan, and those on the distance learning program, and those on affiliated institutions, they all must take general studies. About 6 different courses in general studies before they leave the university. And I have to coordinate the whole of that. And of course, this topic also has some link with community. And I am currently the chairman of Kishi Progressive Union. All our elders refused that I leave. And I've been chairman for 15 years. Actually, I was chairman before I became 40. And we had several grandfathers who decided that I should be their chairman. And they have not allowed me to exit. So I can fairly speak to this topic. So let's look at what university life is. And I have these pictures from Bells University depicting some views that we can address as student life. But before any problem can be discussed, it is important that we consider problem-solving apparatus. And the very first one in that is the identification of a problem. And when a problem is identified, I think to a large extent, we have been able to decide which direction to go. And that is exactly what the BUPF has done today. Now, university life. We talk about university life a lot. And I went into a research and I discovered something that I totally disagree with. And that is to say that if you check around, generally when you talk about university life, it revolves all around the students. And I kept wondering, the students alone do not make university life. And the earlier we carry along all the other components of the university, the better for the students. Everything may be perfect for the student, and the other components are not in good order, then that student is not going to have a good life in the university. So the student life, university life is not limited to students because, like I said, a tree does not make a forest. In the real sense of it, university life entails all of these components and probably much more. And so when you talk about university life, you have to think about the different communities that are involved, the alumni, the students, the faculty, the suppliers, the government agencies, and so on and so forth, and then the parents. They all form the university life. The reason is that any problem with any of these components will have its toll on the students at the end of the day. It will affect students' life. And that is why it is important. But that notwithstanding, I will still comply with what resources have provided. And that is to talk about university life as it is. Even though, like I said, to me, university life goes beyond talking and revolving around the student. So university life refers to the total experience, an academic, social, personal, and developmental that a student undergoes while studying in a higher institution of learning. It is not just a single entity. As you can see, there are so many components to that definition. And when you don't have, or when you have any component not fitting in, then there's a problem with that university life. It is characterized by intellectual growth. And the other three, I have presented them in red ink. That's university life. It is a time when the students undergo self-discovery. it is a time when, let me use my own slide so that, yes. And my wife is who I'm talking about. She's a psychiatrist, and she's a psychiatrist of children and youth. So she deals entirely with children and youth. So I have a whole lot of training, so to say, right within the house. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I pick up one or two issues here and there. But that entire transition, this triad, is a whole lot of confusion for an undergraduate who is just coming into the university. Now, university life is often viewed as a learning community. That is what it is. And beyond learning community is also a social environment and is a formative center. So everything a student becomes later on in life, it's honed in the university. Now, it represents the dynamic interplay among students, faculty members, administrators, and the wider community. And that is why university life definition and interpretation cannot end by just talking around students. If you don't talk about the students, the faculty members, the administrators, and the community, university life will not be complete. So I came up with this quartet that I called quartet. It's entirely my creation. I designed it myself. And I just looked at it. What will make a university life? The university itself is there, but before that existence is the proprietor or the founder. And then we have the parents, and then we have the stakeholders. Who are those stakeholders? You get to know, because we are talking around the stakeholders today. Now, the proprietor or the founder, they have that vision, the philosophy, and the leadership behind the creation of that institution. And they have that vision. But then, that vision would not materialize if there are no students. So, that is very important. But then, the students will also not be in that university if that university was not created. So, if someone didn't have the vision to create that university, it's not going to come up. University of Ibadan was created in 1948, and the vision is still going on as to today. Well, this is one of my pictures with the founder of the Bells University. At some point, he paid a visit to our office in the College of Medicine, University of Ibadan. And that's our picture over there, I think about 2 years ago or thereabout. Now, the university, once that vision has been given life to, then the university has to stay. The university has to begin. And Bells University started this 20 years ago, after the vision. But then everything about the university has to be in tandem with the vision of the university. So university itself is also a very key player in the university life. Then we have the external stakeholders. Here we have the students. Those are the ones we are going to talk about a lot. They are the primary focus of all academic and developmental activities in the university. But apart from that, there are other stakeholders, the academic staff and the non-academic staff, or non-teaching staff, whichever one. They all form part of the stakeholders of the university life. So if we talk about students, every other thing has to be well with academic staff and with non-academic staff. As you know, those of us in public university, we have been on strike, a warning strike. But I heard that has been called off a while ago, the warning strike, and maybe another month ultimatum given again. But then, because the university lecturers are clamoring for a better welfare. And in that system, welfare of students welfare of academic staff, welfare of staff generally, will also have a lot of impact on the welfare of students. Now, the fourth part of the quartet are the parents. Now, the parents form the foundation of support for the student. I'm going to talk about that very soon, and you find out that in reality, the entire university life that we are talking about begins from home. We need to have a paradigm shift about how we raise our children. Now, summary of the quartet. The proprietor sets the direction and ensures resources are available. The university provides the platform for learning and growth. And then the stakeholders, the students, the staff, they execute the operations of the university. And those are the ones that bring the vision to life. In that case, there will be no vision, or that vision will not have life in it if we do not have these internal stakeholders. And of course, the parents. These parents will support, fund, and nurture the students. Together, they form a continuous cycle of collaboration and interdependence that drives the life of an institution. Now, in the university life that we're talking about, for the staff, especially the academic staff, teaching, research, community service, and in local parentis, that is what we are to these students in the university. We stand in as their parents. So nothing should go wrong with them because they are with their parents in the university. Technically, that is what it is. Barrister Yokonle knows what we say in local parentis. I mean, all the lawyers in the house, they know what I'm talking about. We are representing their parents here, and we should take care of them. But then the life of a student, academic life, social life, independence and responsibility, that's leading to a lot of shock, several shocks, cultural shocks, spiritual shock, and so on and so forth in the university because they detach from their parents and come to live all by themselves. Personal growth, preparation for the future. Now, what are the challenges in the university that we need to work to solve? Generally, there are several challenges, and the ones that I'm going to talk about right now, briefly, are the ones that we call the general challenges in the university, and this is applicable to essentially all universities. Chronic underfunding. But then, of importance to any university staff is the poor remuneration. But all of these problems, decaying infrastructure, staffing issues, shortage of qualified staff, systemic corruption, poor IGR, and so on. Undue bureaucracy and red tapes, insecurity. These are all issues that are university issues that affect what we call the university life. But then I'm interested this afternoon talking about the challenges that are specific to students. And I'm sure the students that are here, that are listening, they will probably agree with me. And one of the, some of them are the ones under different headings, social and emotional challenges. This is a very serious one because this essentially masks everything that the students have acquired. I have seen parents cry. I have seen parents in severe devastation because of their children in the university. Homesickness and loneliness can come in when they come into the university. But then the fact that they are going into independence and they have to form relationships with people and they have peer pressures. Peer pressures to undertake a lot of vices that are there. Drugs, alcoholism, and so on and so forth. All manners of social vices, they are there. They all form what the university life has to correct and has to shield the students from. And more importantly, mental health. We deal with youths who are developing into adolescents rather, who are developing into adults. And in this stage, there is a lot of confusion in their heads, and they need support. Don't forget the fact that they are in the university. University students need support. They are babies as far as parents are concerned. Many of them break down. I have seen students break down all across the spectrum. Now, we discover, research has it that there is a lot of strong association of university student life challenges with mental health and self-rated health. And in a longitudinal study, they found out that university student life has very direct relationship with mental health and general health of students. And this is very, very important for us to note. And we also know from research that freshmen adaptation to university life, depressive symptoms, stress, and coping. In that, we found out that this is very rampant among university students. Depression, stress, and even some other things that are faulty with the coping mechanism for the students. Those coping mechanisms are part of the university life that any university that is really what is standard must have in place. Now, beyond mental health issues, we also have academic challenges around this student's life. Academic pressure, time management, and study skills and concentration. Many students cannot handle a lot of things on their own. Now, financial challenges is another problem. Availability of funds and then high cost of living that has shut availability away from students. Probably in the last two years, maybe parents brought in their students in Bells University. And then suddenly things changed and they are no longer able to cope. Other challenges, accommodation, commuting. Students stay off campus, they stay here and there and all that. There are a lot of issues, a lot of dangers, a lot of problems moving from one place to another. Now, how do we solve all of these problems? There are several ways to solve these problems, but one very key approach is to ensure that these components of the university life are looked into one after the other. Of course, we don't have time for that. And my focus this afternoon is to look at the university and the parents. How can they synergize to deal with the university life? How can they collaborate? And that is why we have university and parents highlighted. Now, parent-university collaborative approach, what does it look like? There are a lot of solutions to these problems or challenges with the university life of a student. But then the solutions, we are looking at collaboration between the university and the parents. So for the universities, they have a lot of solutions that they can offer. And I'm going to talk about those ones just briefly. Now, financial and administrative solutions. The universities will need increased funding. And of course, improve financial management, grant autonomy, combat corruption, and appointment of competent administrators is very important. All of these turn around to haunt our students because of one thing or the other faulty in this setup. Academic and infrastructure solutions. More staff, improve infrastructure, modernize curricula. I'm happy Bells University, when the Vice Chancellor was speaking earlier, he talked a lot about modernizing the curriculum of the Bells University. And that's good, and that's the way to go. And of course, I know that Bells University is leveraging on technology. Technology in teaching, technology in doing so many other things. Now, in addition, the university also has the responsibility to motivate staff, to be interested in the welfare of staff, to invest in staff development and improve security and enhance assessment and feedback. Assessment and feedback is very important because it helps us to change our ways. And that assessment, we, like the MC said the other time, we like to give tests to students. But students must also assess us. And I believe this happens at Best University. Students must also assess us and tell us how we are faring. Other solutions involve stakeholders, honor agreements, and so on. These are all in this table of the universities. Now, the big masquerade. Parents. How do we collaborate with the university to enhance the life of our students in the universities? And I'm starting by saying that charity begins at home. We all have it a duty to take care of our children. We have to provide a stable home environment that values education and lifelong learning. We have to encourage goal setting. We have to reinforce ethical behavior, discipline, and respect. Now, a lot of times, we are quick to point fingers to university students that are misbehaving. For goodness sake, these students are products of homes. They emanated from one home or the other. So the university is not a magician. The university will try its best to manage to improve the life and the outcome of a student. But then, remember, they are just going to spend 4, 5, 6 years in the university. And they are coming in maybe at 16 or something. They have spent about 16 years or 15 or 18 years with you as parents. And then you want the life to be turned around in a few years. It doesn't work that way. So the parents have a lot of responsibility with respect to student life. Yeah, a lot of student life, a lot of issues that we talk about, just trace back to the problem. You find the root right from the home. We need to manage the expectations of our university students. This is a problem because these students have a lot of expectations. They get disappointed simply because their expectations were not real. We need to talk to them. We need to encourage them as parents. We need to let them seek help if they need to. We need to encourage them. We need to let them realize that seeking help is not a sign of weakness. If they need to seek help, let them do so. Let them speak up. And of course, as parents, stay connected with your students, with your children in the university. Don't just be a parent during holiday. Follow them up. You have the opportunities to do so. We discovered, from research finding that 5-year students' adjustment to university life, first-year students' adjustment to university life, is a function of relationship with parents. Thank you. So, let's leave the parents, the preliminaries. Let's leave that alone. And we are still talking about parents. Academic and moral support. I'll be done in a few minutes, in a couple of. Now, encourage good study habits and time management for your children. It starts from home. If they do not manage their time, they come into the university, find freedom, and never settle with their studies. They will go round and round and round and round and become problems. They may eventually graduate, but they will not be able to pick their pieces together. Be interested, just because of time. More importantly, are you a parent who is not following his or her child on social media? Please follow your children on social media. Know what they are doing. They will not tell you. They will not tell you, but you spy on them on social media. It gives you a window into how they are faring. We have seen parents. We have seen students. We have handled cases of students who have exhibited suicidal tendencies. Of course, who have made this known on their social media. But help didn't come because those who matter didn't see it. Now, partnership and communication with the university is very important in dealing with student life. Join and form parents association. And I think I will call for a very huge round of applause for the Bells University Parent Forum. Thank you very much. I think they are doing a wonderful job. And like I have heard this afternoon, I didn't know, but I heard it this afternoon, that my own very elder, Professor Adeyemi, was part of the foundation of the, or probably was the creation of this Bells University Parent Forum. Thank you very much, sir. I think the forum has done a lot and still doing a lot. Now, you have to be connected with the student activities in the university. There are so many ideas over there that I cannot even exhaust. Now, financial and material contributions, again, support the institution development through voluntary donations and so on, endowments, partner in resource mobilization, partner with the university to organize fundraising events, and so on. These are all in the ambit of the parents to support the university to enhance university life. Now, promote the university image. Do not be a parent that talks down on the university where your children are. Remember, their marketability will also depend on feedbacks from the community. I want to hire a graduate from Bells University. Why? Because we have very good testimonies about those graduates. So talk to them, talk gloriously about the university where your children attend. Of course, encourage environmental beautification and sustainability. Now, I just pick that up because sometimes we tend probably to overlook it. But it has a lot of ramifications on student life, even the beautification of the environment. And I will show you something here. This is our own research that we found out that depression was very, very high among students. And we discovered that, of course, that is related to poor physical activity, or that poor physical activity and depression, they are directly related. But that is not the issue now. The issue is that we know that physical activity that helps, the students pick a lot of activities on campus, in the sports complex, in their hostels, and so on. These activities need to be encouraged because it enhances their mental well-being and physical, as it were. But then we know that poor or very horrible university environment is going to discourage physical activity. From research findings, we realize that physical activity is going to improve if the environment is beautiful. And that is very important. Now, participating in governance and advisory roles support the university. Advisory boards, committees can be created in the university. As a parent, if you are invited, please be willing to serve. And of course, you can support and offer mentorship all around in the university and outside of the university. If you are chairman of a huge company, be willing to support the university by accepting students to serve as interns in your industry or in your company and so on. It helps a lot. And mentorship in all forms and manners will encourage student life. Now, student welfare on campus, there are a lot of problems about the student life that we're talking about. But some of them I will talk about two that are highlighted in red. And those ones, I'm just going to talk about practical examples that we have done when I was the deputy provost. Of course, I heard the vice chancellor talked about it, and he's back here. You're welcome, sir. And then, of course, the chairperson of BUPF also talked about it. Support to students. indigent students, and so on. Sometimes students were not indigent when they started their courses. But for so many factors, as we all already know, before the expiration of the 4 or 5 year program, the student had become indigent. And so he's already in the university. He was not an indigent student when he started. But things have happened to the parents. And suddenly, the status of that student has changed to that of an indigent student. And in a private university, for that matter, I think it's even probably much more serious than that. Because again, if you are even in the private university, so they'll say that, okay, so why are you indigent in the private university? But the reality is that students can be indigent in the private universities, and they need support. And I know that the BUPF is doing that. But I want to suggest, and I want to encourage, that we go all out, even sometimes beyond what we can give personally. We can even lobby our friends and so on and so forth to support the pause, to support the system, so that we take these students out of these problems. In the College of Medicine, University of Ibadan, in 2021 rather, I became deputy provost in 2020, and then by 2021 we
mind because the outcome of a student in the university actually starts from the home. It's almost like a package in, garbage out thing. You're giving us children that you have raised for 16, 17, 18 years. And you just want us to transform them in 4 years. You give us children with poor self-esteem, questionable character, maybe they were stealing already in school, in your secondary school, and children probably that you have been helping. Some parents deliberately send their wards to schools where they will sit for exams for them, give them answers during exams, and then all of a sudden you trust them on us, and you want them to pass. And of course, BELS has zero tolerance for such. They will expect that somebody will help them in examinations. They don't have the self-confidence that is required to face an examination and know that I have what it takes to write this examination and pass. So really, the challenges start from home. The challenges start from home. Lack of self-confidence, poor self-esteem, poor self-rating is what will make a child cheat, is what will make a child be so easily influenced. If a child has a balanced mental health and is balanced enough to know that I can be a lone voice, so long as I know that I'm good, I don't have to flow with the crowd. It's not every child that comes into university that will fall into this category, but the few ones that usually turn out bad, it starts from the material we are giving you, or we are presenting. So the challenges really, there are many, but they originate from the home. Really. I'm a parent also, so I'm not putting everything on the home, but also a parent and an educator, I really want to say that a lot, maybe 80% of the outcome of a student in the university starts from the home. Thank you very much.
You have mentioned that the home is where all of you, which I will talk about this. And I'd like to put this question to Dr. Sheki. Okay. One common thing or question people ask around how do you get here? Like, this is not just happening in the university communities, it is happening outside, it is happening in our marketplaces, in our religious houses, we are seeing it with rural people. It's not like a university campus thing, it's everywhere. What would you say, in your experience, what would you say, and what does this one, what are some of the things that have resulted in what we see today in our society?
Some of them do take tramadol. When they take the child, you can read and read overnight. And it makes them to be stronger. So much to get bold. We saw so many of us here and shy, but once they take it, they feel as if you're on top of the world. You have to do and do. They do so many things that you will be imagining. How come? How is this world getting like this? So we have pressure, peer pressure, and need for belonging. They want to belong. They want to belong. Like, yes, we are in the society. They are now a race of gold. They are making it out of the job. They want to feel like, yes, they are belong. Likewise, emotional and mental essays. Some students use law as a way to not stress. Stress, depression, either from home. They are carrying that stress all the way from home. Maybe they have divorce, parents. The parents don't live together. So with that, they will hear one version of the father, another version of the mother. And they don't know the road to follow. They will be dribbling among the two. We have parents and society of these comments. Immediately, some parents drop their children in the school. They disconnect from them. After all, send her money, send her how she needs the school for her. They disconnect totally. Even communication, they won't come there. They won't pay anything. foundation, one of the major points really emphasize on, and that is that our homes, parents, teach the children right from childhood to be silent with their emotional struggles. One of the things you see parents say is that when you exhibit emotions, it's a sign of weakness or a lack of faith in God that God will solve the problem. So, right from childhood, children are encouraged to give notes, to keep the family's struggles and personal struggles confined within the family. They don't engage in what we call empathy behavior. And that's a major problem. And unfortunately, these children have grown up believing that this is the way to go. So by the time they transit into adolescence and into young adults, they still keep this belief. And this, of course, will metamorphose into several other problems and challenges which they have to struggle with. So, one major thing parents and the whole we have to deal with terms of parenting practices is the issue of being silent emotional struggles. Another major thing that parents should have to deal with and we must reduce academic underachievement among our graduates and make them become global champions who we really become is the fact that we must move away from this tradition that academic excellence can only be measured by certificates or high scores in school subjects. If you look at most of our goals, parents pay more attention to literacy and my child speak grammar. Pay more attention to literacy. My child very good in quantitative. And very little attention to operacy, which is creativity and illustrating to innovative companies. And that is why we keep getting the same result because we keep doing the same thing. So, as we pay attention to numeracy and literacy, it is very important also that we pay attention to operacy. We must encourage our children to move beyond the confines of this is how it was done, this is how it should be done now, and this is how it should be done in the future. So, it's a major problem in the goals, which of course translates to university. And that is why you see these students, they will do anything to pass, including cheating, because of fear of failure. I can't go back home. My parents cannot see me fail. Whereas, in the very global standard, like even while you are in school, you can attract funding, you can attract scholarship by excelling other non-cognitive skills. That's the process. Also, I think it is also very important that parents must, as much as possible, stop putting pressure on their children. When you look at parenting practices these days, most parents believe that the more pressure you push and you boost, the more coercive tendencies and punishment you give to every children will make them so correct. We must begin to realize that sometimes you need to treat children as a friends. When you put them down, you don't open up. And I discovered that I got a transition to university. It was seamless. I was the director of my university center for about 7 years. And I required some issues that almost less of students will be taking the class. And that's why in my rendition that I had when I was studying psychologist, there was a particular case of a girl who was impregnated by the parents' brother. Who was a girl was 16-year-old who was going out for the very first time. And the girl was exhausted with taking the child to school. And the father was the first time the girl was experiencing independence. And of course, on their way,
first came, she was going to practice, and of course, going to practice, she don't do it alone, but she had to collaborate with the driver who will come and say, no, let's say the driver to come and drive. And of course, because she has a lot of money, she used the driver with money and asked the driver, no worry, what I'm doing, we can't with my friends. Don't come on, go into our own program as well. Just taking my already come. So we have various problems and we can go on and on. Or maybe we have other time, very very session we need to expatiate. Thank you.
When we talk about technology adoption for young people, especially undergraduates, what would you say about that pertaining to their mental health?
Mental health, if it is polluted or supervised. The problem with technology is that if you don't supervise, even as an adult, you run into a lot of problems. For instance, you talk about social media addiction. And these children are so smart that even on your own phone, they will have all applications using your name. But there are some applications that are not even open because it has age restrictions. But for these children, I wonder how these children will buy a new phone that you are not prepared for. A 10-year-old or not 10-year-old child is able to bring very setting up for you. And you people ask yourself, did you get this one in school? Of course, such intelligence have had some relationship with friends who are taught to have to do. So what we are saying is that when it comes to this technology, it's not that technology is a box. But when it is unsupervised or regulated, of course, you need to issue to cyberbullying, you need to cyber stalking, you need to issue of social media addiction. You really need to work out and raise lessons because to find children or these young adults, sometimes, like I used to get at school, you watch the young movies, and the one overnight. And you have enough data to do that thing. So why others are sleeping and watching? And that of course means that their academic activities will suffer. So the one when they're supposed to go to class, because nobody is actually noticing whether they go to class or not. One thing, perhaps when it is a exam where you are not attending 70%, you will deny your results to the exam. And you need to look at it. How is the student actually national student number, the 100 or 200. So you find out that in the one way they're supposed to do class, that's like you feel sleepy. So it's a major problem. Despite all of this, I'm an advocate of how young adults to make use of technology because it will open them, it will open access to global information. They will be able to compete globally, and of course, you find out that it will enhance not just their personal and career lives, it will also be an ability to step. For instance, there are what called online mental health facilities like CAMP, where you can learn how to do this to make you not just mentally healthy, but to move you away from things that will jeopardize your career and personal life. So for me, technology is the next thing, but you want to take experience. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to say that there is a school of thought. Prof believes in motivated use of eco-technology institute. But there's a school of thought that says that students on university campus don't necessarily need to have mobile phones. They should be. You understand? And so, madam, what do you say about that?
Using phones and knowing how to manage their time. And that's the problem I really have with universities that are too regimented, that are like glorified secondary schools. You keep the children sheltered and keep the males away from the females, as if it's a big secondary school. And then all of a sudden, you're forgetting that they're going to graduate and go into a world where things are completely different. So I believe that the university should be like a mini world, yes, a dress rehearsal for life. And so I also child is going to be the one that needs close marking, please harness all the resources that the university has put in place. You have a course advisorship system that breaks down the whole studentship into little pockets of levels. Every level has a course advisor. They have a head of department. Be close to the level advisor of your ward. Right from the onset. If you know your child has a tendency to not concentrate, to prevent to stay in the hostel and Facebook than go to class, ask your level the course advisor. Is my child going to class? Ask the supervisors in the hostel. Does my child remain in the room during class time? Please do this, especially during the first semester, second semester. You're not doing anything wrong because the children of these days, they are exposed to the internet. Where we have a crowd of youth that we say, whose school help? This whose school help movement is out there. That they are telling our children that going to school doesn't really help. That look, school is scam. Look at your president. How much school did he go to? These are the youth they are exposed to all the time. So you need to be a voice that is louder than the voice of the internet and the voice of the pressure of the society. And you can only achieve all this by keeping tabs on your children. So unless the school, we have a counseling department, we have a very vibrant counselor, by the way, that goes out of our way to visit students in the hostels. If you tell her, please check on my child, I can vouch for Dr. Ate. Is she here? She will go to the hostel. She will visit the child. She will call the child and she will talk to the child. So harness all the resources that the university has put in place. Because advisorship is so important. From what goal? Get to know who your course advisor is. Know the lecturer by name. Get the phone number. Just be calling now and then. And then if they get to a point where you are told relax, he's always in class. He sits in front of the class. Then you can relax. Because like I said, you know the material you are giving us. So monitor and advise. And then you cannot tell the course advisor if you say or he says, your child is going to come class, so you cannot call the child. Are you okay? You don't. I remember when I was being a student, the parent actually called me very concerned that his son had a relationship on campus and the son was borderline between third class and two. So he was afraid the son was going to slide into third class. And he wanted me to advise the son, but not tell the son that he asked me to. So I had to be doing parenting and counseling and all kinds of things. So he said I should call the girlfriend, which I did. I called the girlfriend and I had a chat with her. And she made me understand that she was the one even encouraging the boy to read. That without her, the boy doesn't read. That's the truth. That without her, the boy doesn't read. That she believes she has been a strong. I was now uncomfortable. I didn't know how to say leave the boy alone. I had to be thanking her, and I told her to continue the good job. Make sure she reads. So, you are the parents. Follow up on your children.
But I want to ask, how many parents actually know who their child's course advisor or level advisor is? You don't need to raise your hand, but if you do not know, let it be a wake-up call to you. You know what we have on campus. Please take advantage of it to help your child do well. Thank you very much. So I will go on to the Antonia Marshall. What do you think the university and parents can do to strengthen the student potential?
Thank you very much. This kind of investment approach is not about buying a program or giving a property for them. No, the kind of investment approach is about mentorship program. Let them attend seminars, workshops that are actually improve their potential. Also, I think there should be a kind of reward system. In the form of reward system, I think it can also improve example, people tend to go to US, UK just for vacation. But you can go to other countries also through comprehensive school. You are learning, you are making connections, and this can actually help you build your potential and connections you follow. Thank you.
My questions to you are quite niche. So I want to know what are some of the things that can be done in addressing this issue of drug abuse?
Before I answer that question, I want to say something happened and we are acting in our office. The government, all these bad boys. I think they are having a kind of nights here on the girls. So if they are drop over the fence into these services, the way of the drug we found on me was nothing to write home about. We are just referred in to our rehabilitation center. But because of the name of the owner of this school, we don't have to. We came back there, meet with your chief security officer, CSO. They did a very wonderful job. They imagine we prepared a case file, sent it to our everything and everything staff. From there, straight to us. And from us to prison. Despite when we came my name, there was sound of me. But that little, I carried a lot of students. I didn't even know one person. And perhaps he's not a student yet. So many things we have. We can call it preventive measures. To what else is, have our students, we can engage them in sports. Kind of what is it? Not doing most. Let the school organize sports for them. Then they make the sports. Kind of what is it, right? One, that's one. Two, let us see help to mental illness. Preparation for our roommates. Stay away from drugs. No use
2020 to 2022. In recognition of your outstanding contribution and support for the board, thank you so much for really such a legacy, lovers of people. Presented to Mr. David Onawale Onara, Pastor of Verse Reform, 2022 to 2024. The recognition of your outstanding contributions for supporting the poor. Thank you so much for blessing people and sustaining.
These are the people for this last one.
To Mr. Davis UFC, recognition of your outstanding contributions to the growth and impact of First University Reform. Thank you so much for the ground. Thank you for putting in this system. We appreciate you so much.
Please. The room of representative to give this award on his behalf.
Registrar is an ability to find Registrar Best University of Technology. It's a recognition of your outstanding contributions and support to the Best University Parents Forum. I present this award to you on behalf of the Best University Parents Forum. Congratulations. This award is to the bossa, Best University of Technology, Mr. Shino Ontario Antiquation. You're welcome, sir. The Papa Olu of Best University. This award presented to you on behalf of Best University Parents Forum in recognition of your outstanding contributions and support to the Best University Parents Forum. Congratulations. Oh, okay. So let me start by saying, greatest right. Anyone here? This award goes to the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Best University of Technology. Professor Ngozi Ugo Arisa, a very distinguished alumni of the University of Ibadan. It is my pleasure now to present this award to you on behalf of Best University of Technology Parents Forum in recognition of your outstanding contributions and support to the Girls University Parents Forum. Congratulations, ma'am. This award is presented to you on behalf of the Girls University Parents Forum, and it is a recognition of your outstanding contributions and support to the Girls University Parents Forum. Congratulations. University Librarian, Parents University of Technology. I'm delighted to send this to you on behalf of Girls University Parents Forum in recognition of your outstanding contributions and support to the Girls University Parents Forum. Congratulations.
Look up, sir.
To the growth and impact of those basic curriculum as past publications. As past secretary and the registrar representative. As past auditor of the forum. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, sir. The award of excellence presented to Engineer Professor Musa Omotayo Chima as the first Vice Chairman of the forum. Next award goes to Professor award of excellence presented to Professor Olufemi Tobi Ilolobo as first assistant. The next award goes to Mr. I call him Bonami because he's my favorite brother. So I work from him, so that's why I call him Bonami. The award of excellence presented to Mr. Adedayo Ololuwa as the sponsor representative and treasurer of the group. If you refuse to sign my check, I cannot pay it. Thank you. The award of excellence presented to Mr. Ismail the financial secretary of the forum. Actually, don't really well. So anyone coming behind me, you don't have an excuse not to do. And I'm grateful that
In the name of Almighty Allah, we thank you for giving us today as we are about to go to our prophet and go to pray for our protectors and we pray that the subsequent program for this year 20th anniversary will be a success. In the name of Almighty Allah, I pray. Amen.